So yeah, I feel like I'm going to be running this during Freeland's Castlevania-thon that he's holding this weekend, actually, that's coming up. He's trying to raise money so he can get himself to Games Done Quick and Back, which is like biannual and biggest speedrunning event. Yeah, it's essentially like the biggest speedrunning event that happens like usually twice a year. Sometimes they do like extra GDQs, sometimes they hold like extra events. I mean, like, their last extra event, aside from the standard 2 they do every year, was like women only, known as Femme Fatales. I mean, they want to give female runners more of an opportunity to just show themselves off and shine. Even though I don't think every single one of the runners was, like, biologically female, but still. Yeah, despite the fact I wasn't allowed to participate, it still seemed like a great idea regardless. I mean, sure, you could also hold, like, a men's-only speedrunning event, but really, like, we're kind of already the predominant demographic anyway, so what would the point of that even be? So I'm trying to think, where should I start practicing first? I'm probably gonna actually just go back to stage 1 real quick. Actually, no, never mind. I think I'll just try it in runs, because it's literally the first stage I play, so I'm better off just doing runs rather than practicing stage 1. I'll probably get the hang of it eventually anyway. I'll probably spend a bit more time on the owls now that I think about it. Yeah, these are harder to deal with than pretty much everything else on stage 1, by the way. So I will maybe just try and de-rest these. Yeah, these kill a lot of my runs, so I figured de-resting these would be a good idea. That way they won't kill too many more of them. And if they do, well, there's really not going to be much I could do about it. Maybe I'll play the rest of stage 3 while I'm at it. Maybe a couple times if I'm not feeling comfortable with it just yet. Because I want to remember exactly what I do here. That's why I want to practice stage 3, as you can see right there. That's why I want to go over this. I didn't make a save state for 3, too. I just assumed I could do it no problem every time I needed to, but obviously that doesn't look like the case. I don't even really feel like making a save state here, because these screens are easy enough anyway once you've done them enough times. It would hardly even be practical to make a save state at all for these screens, but I might just do it anyway, because why not? Particularly the second screen in 3-2, because the first one's just, like, extremely easy. This one's a little bit more technical, but even then. Hardest thing to do here really is just a precisely timed damage boost. And I didn't even get to the damage boost without having messed that screen up. So, the only really hard thing on this screen is actually this upcoming damage boost, where you jump on this fireball off this bone pillar. And everything else, pretty much past that point for the rest of 3-2 is just extremely simple. Only one thing I could really consider messing up on. What's up? I'm actually de-rusting Akumajou Densetsu Sypha right now. I do plan to run this in a marathon at least once. So I'd say now's the time to actually start de-rusting it. Would have started, like, yesterday or the day before, but kind of ran short on time to do a good stream, so decided to maybe just start when I have a bit more free time on my hands. No, not Gomola speed. Definitely not then. I hope I remember what to do here. It looks like I do. Looks like I remember exactly how that screen is played. Or maybe not. I'll consider going over that screen again too while I'm at it. And probably the Cyclops fight, because I just forgot what to do here. Like, completely forgot. So I needed to stand a bit further back for this to actually work. And that was not far back enough to not get hit on the hammer, so definitely worth it to go over this a couple times. I have to throw my crosses with a bit of a delay while I'm at it, because if I throw them at the maximum possible height, they fly over the Cyclops' hitbox. Pretty easy to forget about that when you're a little nervous just focusing on the fight. Sometimes you might overlook that detail, but you have to throw the crosses with a bit of a delay to them. Must have done that at least a couple times in attempts, and then proceeded to lose easy time on my Cyclops fights. But yes, I remember exactly how this is played. Well, not really. So what did I do wrong here, though, is the question. Oh, I was supposed to just jump immediately after getting off those stairs. I didn't jump immediately, so that probably messed up the spider spawn that caught me hit. I think that explains it all anyway. Ooh! That's what I get for not looking at the screen properly. Take my eyes off the screen for a second and that happens. And now I'm not jumping, great. And now I stopped jumping for whatever reason. That's like the last thing I need is to simply not jump. That's more like it. Must have just pressed the button too early or something. I think I understand most of stage 4 enough. I mean, the only thing I usually struggled on was that Medusa fight anyway without getting hit. But I could just go over some more of the stage anyway, regardless. That plus there's one thing I quickly want to check. So I'm going to close my splits for this and just have a timer open. I have two ways of clearing off this screen right here. I want to time it both ways, from when this screen turns black to load up this screen to when I get to the door at the end of this screen. So the transition to when I get to the door at the end of this room, I want to time that two ways. Well, I know there's a faster way, but I already messed up. I know there's a faster way, but I want to know how much faster it is. Because this I don't yet know. Okay, now that's embarrassing. Really good thing this is just practice, by the way. Now that had to have been one of the stupidest things I've done in a while. So this is what I want to experiment with. 13.6-ish seconds to walk from that part of the screen, to walk off those stairs to get to that door, doing it the normal way. Let me try it again, though. I just want to be sure I have a consistent means of timing this. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, I thought I was going to do it again. Wait. No, it just barely landed. I barely landed that. Yeah, 13.6 or 7 seconds, give or take. Now, there's a way you can do it while actually dropping off the stairs, because of how this works. When you're doing an attack animation, the attack animation gets cancelled when you switch characters, and that can actually cause your character to just fall off the stairs. Or lose their horizontal trajectory when they jump. So they pretty much just go out of their attack animation, and they can also just fall straight down, and this includes having them fall off of stairs. So if you're about to just jump to your death off a ledge or something, if you react fast enough to hit the attack button and switch characters, you can stop yourself from dying. But if you don't do the attack, if you don't do an attack though, and then you switch characters, it doesn't stop them from just moving horizontally. Yeah, it's just something a little funny I figured I'd point out. And I already messed this up. I'm supposed to do an attack so I can actually fall off the stairs when switching characters, but apparently I can't remember how to do that. And then this is just extremely tightly timed. How much faster is this anyway? It's like 1 second faster. But there's a very tight timing window to do all the jumps you need to do to not lose time there. And to also, more importantly, not get hit on that Duron that's at the bottom of the ledge there. You'll probably get to see what it's like on a failed attempt at this set of tricks. Yeah, if I fail because I'm either too slow or I don't cancel my landing animation upon landing on the ground, I just instantly die, pretty much. So that's very easy to fail. More so than what I was hoping, also. So the timing is super tight on this. Tried to jump from a bit further back, but it just didn't work. Like, you can barely even do this at all. Like, it's barely possible. And it's definitely an option if you're crazy enough to go for it, but a barely possible option at that. It's about 1 second faster, but not too likely I'll be going for it in actual runs, and as much as I'd like to show that off in a marathon run, there's just too much of a risk that I'll just die, lose all my weapons, and then that'll just mess up the final boss fight. Provided I don't mess it up myself anyways. As I was saying, that would just mess up the final boss, because ideally, you go deathless and get to this part of the game with the same triple shot crosses that you got out of Stage 3. So you can actually set up the one cycle Drac 3 kill. Sypha's lightning's just not reliable enough for you to be able to do that without switching to Trevor to use his crosses. I think I'll go to Stage 5 for a bit, actually, and see how that goes. Yeah, that boost is just way easier to time in the Japanese version because those fireballs are just so much slower. I just remember how hard that was, and how precise it was in the American version. Here, on the other hand, it's just much easier to do. Like, the fireballs aren't just slightly slower either, by the way. I want to make sure I remember how to do that, by the way. Then there was this lovely boost. Yeah, there are two different possible case scenarios, but you can have more or less full control over both, at least. So if he throws a high axe, you jump and slash that out of the air. If he throws it low, though, what you simply do is just wait for him to catch it back, and then you get ready to do your D-boost. Both are pretty easy to do, easy to learn. This is definitely one of the easiest stages in the run, I'll say. I was not supposed to grab the ice spell, I just remembered I don't pick that up. I don't think I'm going to need a save state for that anyway, I just have to remember to not pick up the ice spell. Yeah, I'm still a little rusty, let me tell you. I have to also kind of remember what not to pick up, by the way. Yeah, let me say it's been a while. It's been like almost a whole month. Yeah, a lot happens over like a month, sometimes even over just a week or maybe even a day. Never mind a month then. Oh, what is that? I have no idea what that is. Now that worked a lot better. I feel like I might have optimized the screen just a bit more. It feels faster, so I'll definitely take that. Yeah, CV1, its physics were significantly different from these. Yeah, Castlevania 1's pretty different in just how it feels in general, even though it's like just the predecessor to this game. Yeah, despite being a predecessor in the same series as this, it just feels like a lot different. I mean, this doesn't have critical hit glitch mechanics at all. Doesn't have the pause glitch either. In this game, you actually lose a couple frames every time you jump. Castlevania 1, you don't. I could go on and on with this. Also in Castlevania 1, it's just much harder for you to keep your footing at the edge of ledges. In 3, you can stand pretty much at the absolute edge of a ledge and not fall off, but if I tried to do this in 1, I would be much more likely to just fall off immediately if I was trying this. Of course, if I step right off, I just fall, but Castlevania 1's worse in that regard, with just you falling off of stuff much easier. Yeah, it just feels really different to get back to this after all this Castlevania 1. Well, maybe not that much of it, but still. I mean, a good portion of the previous week was just mostly Castlevania 1. So over that week, I played a lot of it, but not really in general. I played it for like a week, then just jumped back to this. Nice. Yeah, this is still probably going to be really frustrating to try and do without getting hit. I mean, this was always a scary proposition. And she's standing perfectly back. Almost without getting hit. Was actually super close. Yeah, Medusa in Japanese Castlevania 3 actually has breasts. In the American version, they made Medusa a male. Took away the assets. I mean, let me say, you'd have to be desperate to be jerking it to 8-bit breasts. So you have to be really desperate. Why am I not jumping? Even then, these boss fights should be easy enough anyway. Except for the Cyclopses. These boss fights are usually straightforward and simple anyway. Well, I meant, except for the Leviathan in this one. What am I saying, Cyclops? Unless I forget how to fight it, that is. So maybe I'll go over that a couple times. Because if I mess it up, perhaps, I could end up dead easily on stage 4. Really good risk of just ending up straight up dead on stage 4 if you mess that up. Assuming you're going for the optimal stage 4. So practicing that does actually sound kind of like a good idea. Just in case, you never really know. Because if you don't hit the Cyclops at just the right angle, you get hit for 4 and not 3. And if you get hit for 4, in my case scenario, where you're starting the Cyclops fight on 4 health, like so, you actually just die. Thankfully that rarely ever happens, but still. I'm trying to see if I can actually force it to happen, just to show you what that would look like if I get this wrong. Apparently I can't fuck it up, which is good. At least I hope that's the case, that I can't fuck it up. I'm trying to get this wrong, but I can't seem to, which I guess I should be happy that's the case. It's one less thing to worry about then. It's good if I then have one less thing to mess up. Easy. I remember when I said that I'd never be able to do that or figure it out. Yeah, it's about the closest thing you can get to critical hits, and it only is actually that effective in the J version as well. In the US version, only one lightning orb counts for damage at a time, so it's not that broken, unlike in this version. Well, let's see if I can maybe get something decent going. I don't know who was... Okay, Patrick was first. Wondering if Physicist is going to drop by. I have no idea. But let me actually... Yeah, I can look. While I'm just walking across this empty screen. I can look. Medulla no Tsubasa. Famicom... Yakuban, P-Shoot and Pete, Gem, Riptide, none of these ring a bell so far. None of them do. I just hope I remember how to throw the holy water on this stage. That was something that always just got on my nerves. Not remembering how to throw this properly. I whipped at just the right time. There's actually maybe one more thing I would consider trying. Doing the game on only one whip upgrade, because it takes like about half a second, or 3/4 of one, for you to actually pick up a whip upgrade. So if I can omit one of those, that's a bit more time saved right there. Just saying. It's theoretically possible. Wait, is it? Okay, maybe it's not. I'll just do that, I guess, for now. I'm only doing one extra jump, so it's really not a big deal. Actually, I kind of doubt it. I'd have to see what Drac 3 would look like on a short whip. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of doubting the possibility. Because I kind of feel like you need a long whip to do some of the hits on Dracula's third phase, so I think we can kind of just take that idea off the table. I'd have to go and verify, though, but I feel like trying to do Dracula's third phase with the optimal strategies with a short whip just isn't possible. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I'd actually seriously start looking at the possibility of doing this with only one whip upgrade. So I'm guaranteed to lose time here because I'm getting the whip upgrade on this stage and not the one before it. And then there's still other things that can happen that can actually really make me lose time. Coming up to one of my most hated screens, actually. And this is why it's one of my most hated. Because of things like that. I'm just gonna keep running this. I'm gonna keep going. Well, because nothing too crazy happens that really jeopardizes my pace, I won't mind too much. Though I would maybe like to see a slight improvement on the world record. Not really expecting it. Would be nice to see, though, let me just say. It's possible, but unlikely. I mean, don't count the possibility of it just happening out of the blue completely, but odds are really stacked against me in terms of getting a world record in, like, the next 3 days. Provided I even get that much time to run this at all. Which often I don't get a lot of time to do these kinds of runs. Missed the crouch cancel. Oh well. Not one of my hottest starts, by the way. I did take a knockback to Owls. I'll do an extra cross throw because I'm kind of being forced to. It's either that or just wait for the spores to get out of my way. And if I get hit, I'm essentially dead, so I just have to not get hit at all costs. Or what would be just as bad is get stuck with the wrong sub-weapon. Because that would just fuck up my Cyclops fight, and my attempt at a Drac 3. Let me just focus here. Make sure I don't mess this up. I'm taking a time loss here, and a pretty hefty one at that. Good chunk of that was from the owl pushing me backwards. Missed with crouch cancel also. Don't know where the rest of the time loss could have come from, besides also picking up the whip upgrade on this stage and not the one before it. So yeah, I'm behind right now. I'm not on world record pace by any means. I can maybe try that risky strat to go for a gold on stage 4, but not too tempted to go for it. Like, I think I'm going to be more about finishing runs than anything else at this point. I'd probably be more for just finishing at this point. It's just a little too precise for me to want to actually go for. It's a whole second save, but still a little too precise for me to actually want to shoot for. I was kind of nervous I was going to fuck up that jump for a second, which would have been really silly. If I feel like I'm going to, I might just quickly practice that. As easy as that is, I might just go over it a couple times anyway, just to be extra sure. So I picked that up. I don't pick up the ice spell on stage 5, though. But I do grab that one. Right, I'm gonna try to do this Medusa fight damageless, but I can't make any promises. I wish this wasn't such an issue, but it always seems to be. Oh, I get it anyway. Oh, and I just get it anyway, whatever. So I'm gaining time here. Time that I could have just as easily had in my world record. But then I just get the time back anyway from a random lucky drop right at the end of the game. It's time that I could have just had in the first place. And still just had a 27:52 under normal circumstances. Either way, I still could have beat K-Mac. Now this bird, what is it gonna do? Besides being an absolute prick. Well, that was just annoying. So I'm gonna try and do the mummies without getting hit now. And lose whatever time I could have just gotten back because of that bird just messing me up. If this doesn't go right, then I'm dead. It'll have to do. I'm losing time there, but it's gonna have to do. Back to the usual strats I go for. Whatever time I could have gained, I just lost it to that bird pushing me backwards. Which forced me to slow down on those mummies. That was unfortunate. But I will keep going. Yeah, I have like a lot of room for error with that D boost. The same can't be said for the US version when you're going for that boost. Like, the fireball travels significantly faster, so timing it is just much harder. Nice. I like how I'm playing this so far. This stage is going well. So I got the high axe, took a quick boost, and didn't mess it up. So I do not grab the ice spell here. I'm better off with the lightning. This I remember. Just remembered this now, actually. But I'm better off with the lightning spell. I am not gonna grab that. Alright, so that drop has been cleared. Just going to throw out lightning while I'm waiting for this auto-scroll to scroll upwards, so I'll toss some extra lightning that I don't need. Gonna just get rid of a few hearts here and there. And refrain from killing more enemies since I just cleared a bad drop. Nice! Yeah, this looked like pretty much a flawless stage so far. I don't know what that was about, though. I don't know what that was about. That usually doesn't happen at all. So just time lost for, like, nothing, pretty much. I usually never see that bone pillar pattern at all. Bit of time lost for nothing. Well, it could have been far worse than just a bit of time loss. Just saying. I gained one whole second, really. Could just as easily not lost time on this stage as well. Then possibly had a 2751 going for me. Then is there going to be this stage to compete against? We'll just say. Then I gotta compete against this. All sorts of bad things can actually just happen. Birds and fishmen being like the bulk of them, really. Well, that was a really lucky shot, let me just say. That was a beautiful shot. Cleared off the worst of what was on that screen. That seems to be like the best way to set that up, actually. That's nice. Clean stage 6 so far, except for maybe a bit of that. Other than that, still. Flawless enough, really. Still very, very clean. Let's hope these fishmen don't have anything to say about it. I'll get slowed down a bit there, I guess. And here. Not the luckiest with the fishmen on that bridge, let's just say. Still could have been far worse, though. I could have got stuck with the wrong weapon. Could have easily stuck me with the wrong weapon. I'll have to roll with that. A little sloppy near the end, but still pretty solid. Only more hard execution from this point onward. A good chunk of it actually being on this upcoming stage. Right, so I gotta focus like usual on this one. Yeah, that's just very easy to mess up, by the way, and I just got it. Was totally not looking forward to it, but I just pulled it off anyway. That's nice. Another really tricky maneuver with the ice coming up pretty much right about now, and also in this room. And I got it. I got it. That's usually a really scary jump, especially when you haven't done it in a while. That just makes it a little bit scarier. Yeah, it's the toughest mandatory jump in the game, by the way. Yeah, note when I say mandatory, there's tougher jumps, but the game doesn't explicitly require you to take them. Like, there was this much harder Grant jump halfway through Stage 4. You were never actually explicitly required to do that, but it's the fastest way to get past that screen, so if you want to speedrun for a good time, you'll eventually just have to start taking that jump, no matter how hard it is for you. Alright, now let's just try and not choke the mummy fight. I've been there before, and I don't want to do it again. Been there, done that, we're not doing that again. To believe messing up that simple fight cost me a world record once already. Yeah, of all things that could have cost me a world record, I wasn't expecting that to be one of them, but it did happen. That was just spot on. Like the God Stage 7. Sub 28 pace, which is phenomenal, and this is my first serious attempt. First serious attempt at the D-Rust, and it could possibly be a sub 28 actually. That will just be nuts. Got all the way up to here on pace, so let's just see. Despite the fact that Stage 9 could just easily ruin all of it for me. We'll just see. Yeah, once you learn how to do it. The learning part's the hardest, but past that point, let me tell you. That'll do. Neato. We'll see if I can maybe get, like, another small time save here. Assuming I just do the death fight correctly, which... pretty easy to mess up your mashing of the buttons on phase 2, but... gotta go for it regardless. We could maybe gain a bit more time here, we'll just see. Because this was a flawless stage so far. Let's see if it just stays flawless. I like it so far. No, I lost like 0.2 of a second, but still, I'm really impressed with that. Had to go up against one of my best stage 8s anyway, so... Still really nice to see that. Wasn't too far off. And also going up against one of my best stage 9s as well, so there's also that to think about. And there's just so much that can go wrong here, it's not even funny. Speaking of things that can go wrong on this stage, that's one of them. I didn't remember where the big heart was that I was going to grab for a backup. Must have been in one of the other blocks. I wanted to grab a big heart out of one of those blocks for a backup, so I'd have one extra watch use, but... hit the wrong block, actually, so that just nilled that. That became just null and voided right there. Now this without any good sub-weapons, oh boy. Ooh, already off to a really, really sketchy start. So this is typically what happens when things just go wrong on Stage 9, you get your ass kicked. You typically just get your ass kicked on this stage if things just don't go right for you. I can't even go for an ice skip. I might just go for the meat so I don't outright die here. Because if another thing hits me, I'm just straight up dead. I'm gonna wait for this guy to just get out of my way so he doesn't kill me. Yeah, that's what happens when you get stuck with the wrong weapon. Things just kind of go south from there. I'll just freeze time. Make that a bit easier on myself. Well, the sub 28 pace is just gone now. That watch pretty much just messed up the whole thing. I had no good means of recovery whatsoever because of the watch drop. If I freeze time in that vertical section, then the enemy patterns just become so messed up I can't figure them out anymore. So I wanted to do that without the watch, and still wasn't really easy at all without the watch. I mean, of course it wouldn't be. We can't even go for that stair deal line even if we really wanted to, because another hit will just kill us, and you have to get hit on the Fuzzbuster to even go for it. I think my luck might be just about up, so I'm going to grab the meat. Oh, some seriously bad luck on this stage. The bird luck was good, but the luck on everything else wasn't. It was a pretty solid bird pattern, but I didn't get a solid anything else, really. Usually what happens when Stage 9 just doesn't go your way at all. That's usually what you can expect to see when Stage 9 just doesn't let you do anything right. Also kind of messed up my boss fight a bit, but that's the least of it, really. That was just tremendously unlucky, that Stage 9. Got drained for half my health before even really getting started with the vertical corridor. So I have to sacrifice a lot of time to just not end up dead. Because you just lose health so quickly in that stage when things don't go right. I almost screwed myself just there. Come on, Medusas. Please don't be mean, please. This works. This is doable. I was kind of afraid that was just gonna go wrong all of a sudden, but no, that's fine. Especially physically. Oh, physicist! I'm just about to finish up a run, so I kind of want to focus on it. I'm going to try and finish this up strongly. Stage 9 was terrible, but I'm going to try and finish strong. So, cross our fingers that this just works. Oh no. Fuck. This is bad. Okay, this is actually really bad. No! Fuck! Oh, no! That's terrible. That's actually really, really bad. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, no. That's actually really bad. Ah, fuck. Well, that just... Because I threw the lightning at just the wrong place, I fucked up my entire stage. Now I can't even possibly one-cycle, even if I wanted to. I shot the lightning at just the wrong place, and then it just wouldn't go off screen. Then it fucked up my phase 2, which fucked up my phase 3, because I got hit on the phase 2. It fucked up everything. So I had to take a huge time loss there. Because one single lightning orb wouldn't leave the screen. I had to take, like, a over 20-second time loss. I was fucking forced into it. I was forced into, like, a massive time loss. So I gotta go look at phase 1 again of that fight. And yeah, for, like, a first run since I put this down, like, almost a month ago, I'll say. Could have been so much better, though, but still great. Now, what did I mess up, but more importantly, how did I mess it up? Like, I need to not do this again. Like, how do they even let this happen? Like, how could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. No, really, what the fuck was that, too? Now, what was that? Was still able to attempt my third phase, but, let me just focus on this and just do it properly. Like, I want to just redeem myself here after that horrible fight. Just finish this off better. Oh, I can't think. Hello? No, if I do it from there, it's good. Oh, now it works. I'll get to you in a moment, physicist. I'll be, like, ready to answer you in a moment. My fingers slipped for a moment and I still got the kill. So, the purple zombie in build battle. I honestly thought it was going to look so cool to make a giant towering zombie. And then thought maybe it would be fun to also put some armor on him, but... you had no idea what it was building. We weren't in voice chat, so it was hard to actually just communicate what to do. Thus, ended up building the whole thing myself and didn't get very far with it. Like, the zombie never even had a face. Like, it looked more like a disfigured purple, well, not disfigured, but deformed purple stick figure with some rocks on him. So I know where I went wrong. Gotta not do that again. So I actually gained a second on stage 5 and 2 on stage 7. Yeah, they do have purple zombies in this game. Just thought maybe adding the armor on it would more or less just differentiate it from what most other people are probably going to go for. And you were right about that. Ooh, that's sloppy. Then that just fucks up everything from this point onward, so let's not do that. A little sloppy, but not the end of the world if that happens. Oh, it's Flames J Elite. Hi. I'm just practicing some of the stuff in the Dracula fight in case maybe I mess it up again. I screwed up my phase 1 of all things. And then that just messed up the entire fight because one lightning orb just wouldn't leave the screen. And that simply was pretty much just a sitting duck from that point onwards. Not much you can do when your lightning orbs just refuse to leave the screen. Because you can't fire more when there's just at least one on screen still. Here I would have to switch characters to do the one cycle. Less than ideal, but if I had to, I would certainly do this. And only lose like 4.6 seconds and not like 10 plus. I'll try for another run. See if I can at least get close to getting something going. Now, can we do better this time? Probably more likely we'll do worse, but let's try and stay positive? Well, I did take a screenshot to prove it. Why did I not practice the birds on stage 4 as well? Particularly the one that can do a bunch of different things, because... They're dead purple zombies now. Dead purple zombies, to be specific. And there's more where that came from. Some dead, some just jumped over. Oh, that was almost a clean kill. Like literally one frame off from jump half. I wonder if I'll have time to finish it this weekend. I do want to de-rust the Akumajou Densetsu, so I'm gonna see if maybe I can arrange for some more jump half. I have to be pretty damn close at this point to finishing it. It might be one, maybe two more live streams tops before it's just all done. I have to be close to finishing it at this point. Where am I in the game? Maw of the Beast still. So yeah, I'm really far in. It would have either been do that or do like more of this that I'm doing right now. I'm not really gonna have much time to do both things unless I do nothing else for the rest of the night. I could maybe arrange to get that set up again. Who knows? Possibly tonight, but I wouldn't be so sure for how long though. That's so annoying when that happens. Goomball machine. Again, I was about to read that as Goombell machine. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I keep thinking Goombell from Google Translated Paper Mario, also known as Book of Mario Thousands of Doors. Yeah, Goombella simply became Goombell. Coop somehow became Carbon. Madame Fleury turned into Sir Snow. No, I'm not kidding. Well, you still named the Yoshi. Bobbery turned into Bob. Vivian, they just added an extra A on the end of it. Mrs. Mouse just became Mr. Mouse. But still though, like, the only character with literal boobs, and somehow the game thought that she was a man. Like, you would not look at Madame Fleury and think that that's a man. Unless you're Google Translate. Oh, nice. The owl made me lose time, though, by pushing me back, but that was about it. Only 2 game overs on Holy Relics? That's, like, your best playthrough of it so far? I still have my old 1209 or 1210 run of it. I can imagine a sub 12 would be possible with some more new strats, but it's really not a priority for me right now. I don't even know when it will be either. 5. Of course, some of the levels weren't too bad. I mean, most of the levels aren't that bad, but the bosses, if you're not prepared for them, the bosses are actually pretty damn hard. Like, the bosses can be very, very hard if you're not ready for them. Even, like, the Stage 2 boss, because it's just constantly flying in the air. If you don't have something that's just good at reaching up at the top of the screen, like, say, the axe, then that becomes kind of a nightmare to deal with, the flying eyeball. Okay, we just cleared the drop. That's nice to see. You're like, trying to do that flying eyeball fight without an axe, or better yet, without a good sub-weapon at all, that's really not easy. You only get some tiny little platforms to stand on. The thing is easily able to just knock you off of them anyway. Or one of the many projectiles that spawns. Yeah, that thing usually dies very effectively with the axe. Slogra, the cross is good on him. If you set up Gaibon just right, the cross is like the fastest way to kill him, but that's easier said than done. I mean, most of the bosses do just more or less die easily enough to the cross anyway. I mean, you kill Death with the cross, ideally, to do it as fast as possible. And, like, both of Olrox's phases. Okay, I guess the ghost didn't appear that time. Now then, Medusa, please. Just like last time. This is my most hated pattern. I get my worst pattern, then I almost die. I get, like, my least favorite pattern out of all of them. I get, like, the toughest one to deal with. Yeah, my whole safety net is just gone now. And if any enemy just gets a surprise hit in on me, I'm actually dead. That's, like, probably the second worst thing that could have happened. The worst thing would have been me just dying outright. I also have to skip a damage boost off the ghost as well. I have no health to take damage, so I have to skip that. Have a slow mummy fight and a slow Cyclops fight also. Have to have slow boss fights too and miss a damage boost. I have to miss, like, a lot of good stuff, actually. Oof. Okay. I know how to do this without taking a hit, and in 3 jump shots, but still. I'd rather have the option to do this the faster way, but simply can't do it right now. Yeah, that's what happens when Medusa gives you a hard time. You just really fall behind. Considering how I'm already it was already 3 seconds behind what I'm usually capable of this stage, that's more like a plus 12 than a plus 9. Yeah, when Medusa doesn't give you a good fight, that's what typically happens on that stage. And that was not a good fight in the slightest. Just nothing wanted to go right whatsoever. Wait a minute, I didn't mess it up, surprisingly. Shoot the lightning, please. What are we doing? Let's not make any stupid mistakes if we don't have to. I mean, it's not actually a big deal. I might be up for a bit of it. I'll almost have to remind myself to not grab the ice. I didn't shoot the lightning right, damn it. Not sure how that didn't work out well, but Yeah, I know, last run on my stage 5 was just pretty much, like, nearly perfect. Got the high axe on the axe armor as well, which also certainly helped. It's only slightly faster than what happens if you get low axe, but it's always nice to see high axe over low. I mean, it's not like the stage 8 Alucard deboost you have to go for, where getting the wrong axe just really costs you time. Like, where it's really a big deal if you get the wrong axe. I mean, here it changes like practically nothing if you get like the other axe. Now card run, it's pretty much an entirely different story. If I get hit too many times here, then I'm in trouble. Don't think I will though, but you never really know. You can never be too sure. Running out of health isn't going to be a problem, but losing time was just certainly annoying, let me just say. Yeah, I barely avoid that second hit. Okay, that was just kind of scary to see. That dropped way too close to me for me to feel comfortable about it. I'm dead. I'm dead. I guess that's what I get for not looking at my health bar. Damn it. Whew. Okay. I usually don't have to look at my health bar, but... fuck. That's Uni, who's also from the Neptunia series, just like Lon was. She's the younger sister of Noir, who's like gods of a little country known as Last Station. And Uni's a gun enthusiast. Guns and military, to be specific. So that was bad, but damn. That's gonna look so stupid playing it back, let me tell you. Okay, I either go for one more run or actually, no, I think I'll try and do both anyway. Go for a run, then play Minecraft. Off stream for a bit, then likely just go to bed after all is said and done. Well, the run wasn't anything special anyway, but still. That is not how I want to go down. So I should kind of just make it a habit to pick up that meat anyway. I mean, I don't lose anything for picking it up, so I should just make it a habit to grab that. Yeah, dear God. I didn't think I was that rusty, but damn. Well, at least we can try for a better stage 4 now. Because the last one was just not very good. Medusa just kind of messed up everything, so we can try for a better one at least. Yeah, hi there, Visigoth. Castlevania 3 is still fun. It's not easy, but it's still fun. You missed Castlevania 1 while you were gone, just saying. My PB went down by like about 15 seconds since I got the 1204 run much earlier. Yeah, in the past week, my PB went from a 1204 to an 1149. I learned how to do the back crit at stage 1, the cave skip on stage 4, and then, like, Dracula critical hits on stage 6 as well. Pretty much the last stage. I feel like that kill also felt a bit sloppy. Yeah. Not quite sure how we're gonna restream everything, but I think, like, the restreaming part's gonna be harder than the actual playing. And I'll just get to see if maybe I can figure out how to get around that door glitch, and if I can't, then I'll really just be done with the game. Yeah, I definitely feel like that was a glitch. Yeah, but even then, like, what's the point? If you don't attack the wardens, or just don't come off as intimidating towards the other prisoners, then more intimidating prisoners just higher up in the food chain will just pick on you. Like, if you're not beating up wardens and getting into fights with them, then some of the higher up, more violent prisoners will just kind of pick fights with you instead. Like, they'll just call you a pussy for siding with the wardens. And then just proceed to attack you. Must have lost times as to how many times I was called a pussy in that game. I bet the wards respect you more than the inmates. Oh, how did I not boost backwards there? I think that was about, like, just as far left as I could be to hit that boost. Okay, that worked. Did he also get incarcerated for being corrupt, by the way? Yeah, I figured I'd just ask. Of course not. Oh, what was I thinking? You know, I'm more focused on the game anyway right now, so yeah. What was I thinking? Nice. More... I don't think I've gotten a single run-in so far tonight where an owl just hasn't pushed me backwards. Not a single stage 3 where I didn't just get knocked back by an owl. Yeah, at least I don't have to, like, go for a world record during my marathon run. I mean, if it did happen, that would be nuts, but it's not a priority. It's just, like, not making major mistakes and dying all over the place is, like, what I need to really avoid. Thanks for the GL Flames. Yes, I, Papa, can indeed do it. Well, maybe not get a world record just like tonight. Kind of running short on time for that. I probably have to spend a lot more time on it to get that one run where all the stars just align, but going for at least another nice Deathless run, that should definitely be easily doable. Easily. Unless I'm really unlucky. DM me later too. I was planning on maybe playing Minecraft after the stream. At the rate we're going, I'm not going to have much time left for anything else. So, good night, I guess. I'm usually used to seeing that ghost there, let me just tell you. Come on, Medusa, please be nicer than last time. Oof! Okay, I actually messed that one up. I had a good shot at damageless Medusa, but I screwed it up. Like, that was all on me, actually. Because one of my hits just barely missed the thing, because I was just a bit too far away from it. Well, let me see after this run. I'm labeled as a princess on Flames' server. Let me see that. I think I'll just opt to do the mummy damageless, and then we'll just see where to go from there. I'll do the mummy damageless, and then the Cyclops the normal way. Then I think I'll just be okay-ish. Unless I mess up the mummy fight and take damage anyway. Never mind. There's gotta be a better way to do that without getting hit. Okay, now I have to focus or I'm gonna die again. Haven't seen a really good stage 4 in a while. Then again, I've only tried it like 3 times, and I didn't get the Medusa down perfectly 2 out of 3 times, and then the other attempt where I did get a good Medusa, a bird just messed it up. It's like 5 seconds slower than what's optimal on that stage. Because I'm just running out of health too frequently. Now if I get busted up too badly, then I need to remember to actually grab some meat. Wasn't even thinking about that. And then I just let Frankenstein kill me because I'm not even looking at my health bar. Now if I do that during the marathon, then I'm really not going to be able to forgive myself. Then that would be like the worst marathon fail I've ever done, and I don't think I'd be able to top it if I ever did that. I'll let you guys, you're going to get a Discord just to go and do that? Oh, jeez. Getting stuck on stairs. It's not ideal. Now it's getting stuck on stairs. I was about to just ask if Visigoth, you were finally going to get a Discord just to go and flood her server with spiders. spider server. Or maybe a spider channel. What would be the point of me going through with that anyway, besides to just scare EB? Post pictures of spiders, I can kind of see it now. That bird there usually never screws me over. It's only like once in a blue moon where it can actually mess me up. Let's grab the meat. I'm okay with that. I probably wouldn't stay there long anyway, just saying. It would probably get boring quickly. I'd probably last longer in EB, but still. Yeah, if it did, then I'd say you were probably going a bit too far with that. Then I'd say you just went way too far with the spider shit. We'll just have to see. Yeah, I know he does that. Oh! I didn't jump! What the fuck? I didn't jump. Well, that's annoying. I pressed the jump button, she just doesn't jump. Could have probably pressed it like 1 frame too late or something. Must have pressed it the frame after I walked off that ledge, or God knows even. Well, that's certainly a really annoying way to lose time. I mean, it's kind of fun to just talk about spiders and all, but I should be focusing on the run, let me just say. So I don't make more silly mistakes like that. I mean, it's bound to happen otherwise if I just lose focus. Annoying fishman placement, why am I not surprised? No, but that's easy enough to not mess up, just saying. Yeah, that's easy enough to not mess up, and I still messed it up. I had a much better pace on the first attempt. Now look. But this could still finish faster than my first solid attempt because I could get a better Stage 9 and not choke Stage A. Assuming I can just get up to that point without losing more time, that is. But now I gotta answer to this stage, which it's very easy to screw up. There's some tight execution in 2 places, so I gotta focus again if I want to have a shot at least beating my 2835. I think it was that. That'll have to do. It didn't freeze the top bone pillar straight away with that first ice shot, but still pretty clean. Got up there is what mattered. Okay. And another tricky ice skip coming up. And I got it a second time. I got that twice now. Okay. Yeah, if I decided to, definitely. But then again, why would I? That staff kind of has a funny hitbox. Oh, maybe I'm finally gonna get to talk to Visigoth on Discord. Because of this. Let's just try and have another clean fight. Against, like, everything. Man, Lurch, long time no see. So much has happened again since you last dropped by. I did not like the way that was looking, but it still ended up working regardless. I did not like the sight of that, but I still pulled something off. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will work. Oh, it'll actually work! Nice. Everyone, what's up? I'll take that. Solid stage 7! I'm just de-rusting Akumajou Densetsu, which is like the Japanese Castlevania 3. Specifically Sypha. Specifically Sypha playthroughs. I want to run this in a marathon once. I'm pretty sure I am set to actually go this weekend with this category, so I just want to be ready for that. I probably already am, but it would have been nicer to get even more attempts in, but I don't think I'll have to get more attempts in at this rate. I already know most of the major details anyway. Most of the time loss is just bad luck and maybe some execution gone awry, but again, this run, nothing major. And the second attempt, the one that died on stage 5, could have been easily avoided if I was actually just paying attention to my health bar, which I simply wasn't. So, just not dying is easy enough. And even then, there's plenty of safety strats to take as well, in case things start to go wrong. So doing this deathless actually seems really easy for a marathon, just getting the optimized time, not so much. Getting the optimized time requires a lot of patience and would definitely require more attempts than just a single attempt at a marathon. Like, we'd be looking at just really astronomically low odds. No, I mess it up. Kind of. Oh! I didn't even land right on top of the orb. I'm an idiot. I split way too early because I didn't even pick up the orb upon landing on the ground there. I'll skip that. I'll skip that split. Now that's silly. Several, actually. But let me focus on this stage right now. Things just tend to go wrong on this stage pretty often, so I want to see what I can do here. I actually choked that one. I had the good setup, then I just choked it. But if I don't get completely wrecked on the vertical screen 9-2, if I don't get screwed up there, then I still have a really good shot at coming out with a nice stage 9. Like, if this next screen doesn't destroy me, I still have a really good shot at finishing with a nice stage 9 regardless. It'll still be pretty solid, none of this goes wrong. Looking good so far, but I still don't know for sure. Yeah, even then, there's still something that can always go wrong here, no matter how good your intentions are. Like that, sorta. Like that. Yeah, sometimes your lightning orbs just like to swerve around the enemies you're trying to kill. So I could opt to maybe, perhaps, not take the stair deal line. Because if I do that and then get hit a second time from one of the birds, which is very likely to happen anyways, because they're just that random, then I'm dead. So I'd lose 3 more seconds. If I didn't go for it. But if I did go for it, then got hit again, I'd just lose way more than 3 seconds worth of time. So this leaves me at kind of a toss-up right now. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to say whether or not I really should go for it. Leaves me at sort of a crossroads here. I either go for it or I don't. And if I go for it, I just open up, like, the floodgates to potentially much worse. Like, I know how to do it, but still. Let's do it anyway. Like, if I die, it was from bad luck and just taking too much of a risk. Could happen right now. Let's just see. I killed both the birds with that swing there. They were both, like, verging on being too low. I couldn't afford to get hit. So, yeah, that was just terrible. Yeah, not much you can do when one thing could just go wrong and you're instantly dead for it. Not much you can do when, like, the first thing that goes wrong on that screen just kills you. Like, not much you can do when the birds are just giving you a hard time and you have no spare health to take a hit. And the Medusas aren't helping either. Wait, okay, this'll work. I'll get the kill on Doppel, but... No, I actually lost even more time than the previous Stage 9. Because I was just struggling on the birds, trying to not die. Because the first set of bird movements were just terrible. Had to try and respawn the birds, but even then, like, I was just so nervous that I was just gonna get massacred. I jumped over the big heart. How did I do that? I already fucked this up and, like, I didn't even really start the stage yet and I've already fucked it up. What the fuck? I've already fucked up this stage that I'm really truly starring at. Okay. Not anymore. I needed that big heart. Somehow didn't even pick it up. No, I'm probably gonna just try too hard and just really fuck this up for myself and really, like, just lose it. No, if I try too hard, it's only gonna get even worse. I was supposed to pick up 5 hearts, just somehow forgot them entirely. I'll just grab that one then, I guess, to compensate. I mean, I can't think of anything else better to do. So I'll pick that one up to compensate. And lose a good amount of time for it, but it's either that or God knows what. Yeah, that's a really stupid way to lose time, let me tell you. I had to pick, like, the stupidest way to lose time on this stage. But as long as I don't mess up the Dracula fight, I won't feel too bad about this, because That's usually the only really hard thing on this stage anyway, it's just... I want to try and get at least decent Dracula fight. I can still beat my other run that finished if I do that. Possibly. If I don't miss that... Okay, I got the task jump. Yeah, I know, right? Let's not mess this up, please. That time my lightning orbs didn't just stay stuck on the screen. It looks good so far. Yeah, I think we got it. But I remember exactly what to do there, though. I just picked, like, the stupidest way to lose time on that stage. It was probably about 3 seconds gone. I know I just got a free 3 seconds because of a random drop. That obviously didn't happen this run. So I probably just threw out, like, 3 seconds. I thought for sure I was going to throw out, like, a lot more. 28:27. Why do I feel like I've seen that time before? Just a bit of bad RNG and I get a 28 fucking 27! Yes! Fuck yeah! Yeah, I was pretty much on top of the world when that run happened in the US version. Like, I hit nearly every hard trick throughout that entire run. Most of the time that was lost was me just waiting for a fire spell but drop to vanish, which was about 4 seconds. Yeah, regardless, still 7 seconds faster than K-Mac's personal best on US Sypha. I still remember when he said, "It's done. This fucker's done." And for, like, the longest of times, I legitimately believed him when he said that. Then, like, almost 5 years later, I just come along with that 28-27 run. And just prove him wrong. Realistically, US Sypha can maybe go down by about another 5, 6, maybe even 7 seconds tops, but trying to push it that much further, I don't think it's really going to be feasible to go that much further past the 28-20 mark. I mean, getting that time would be feasible, but still. Really unlikely would happen anytime soon, even if I just spent, like, hours per day just going at it. Yeah, I think this run was for you, Flames. Let me just see if I remembered. Okay, maybe I put your name in on the previous run that I didn't actually get past stage 5? No. I put your name in for the second attempt. I screwed up stage 5. I left that name blank. Right, so those are some good attempts. And I'm definitely going to be coming back for tomorrow. I wanted to see if Freeland got back to me, showing me, like, what the schedule is going to be for this upcoming marathon. He told me there's going to be an NES Sypha race between Pianotorius and Kutsushita, and he offered me to go and do commentary for that race, and let me say, if everything's just synced up right, then I'd probably be able to do really good in terms of that, because, I mean, I still feel like I more or less know the game very well. Still know the route probably very well, especially since I'm running, like, same character, just, like, Japanese version of the game, so it's not even that different. Alright, good night, Flames. And then we'll get talking. And thanks for watching. Wish I could have done better, but There's always going to be tomorrow and the day after.